my name is Daniel Blue, and welcome to Crash Course Presidential History. Today we'll be talking about one of the most underrated presidents in U.S. history, James K. Polk. He was born in North Carolina on November 2nd, 1795. It's a very dark and stormy night in November. Not sure why I said that because I have no idea what the weather was like that day. But he soon moved to Tennessee after being, alive. He married his wife Sarah Childress, who later became Sarah Polk. They had no children, even though Sarah's last name was Childress. Irony at its finest. Not really. He got his start in politics as a representative of Tennessee in 1835. He served that until 1839 for 4 years. He became Speaker of the House, as he was the only president to actually do that. And then he became the governor of Tennessee from 1839 to 1841. Pretty cool feat by him. He was a Democrat, leader of the nation. In the 1844 election, he defeated the Whig candidate, Henry Clay. He was president for one term, 1845 to 1849, and did not run for re-election. His vice president was George Dallas. His cabinet included future President James Buchanan, and he appointed 2 Supreme Court justices. It's probably a good thing he didn't run for re-election because he died 3 months after his presidency. Several nice things about his presidency was he was the president that annexed Texas, so that became a state early on in his presidency in 1845. Following that closely in 1846 was the new state of Iowa, and in 1848 the almost great state of Wisconsin, home of beer, cheese, and the Packers. Who doesn't like the Packers? He declared war in Mexico to take over California and New Mexico. His debatable grounds for war was an event killing 11 soldiers in U.S. territory that, well, it didn't actually happen. The Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo was where the U.S. acquired California and New Mexico, but had to pay $15 million to Mexico. As well as the massive land that he was obtaining during all this time. He tried to buy Cuba from Spain for $100 million, but yeah, the Spanish wouldn't sell it to him. Not sure why. Controversies during his presidency there weren't really many. He was a pretty good president, but he was very concerned with manifest destiny, as many other men at his time. The belief that the Americans had a destiny to go out and conquer the rest of North America. He had this manifest destiny much more than any other president. He acquired, obviously, Texas, California, Oregon, all that territory. And also, cool fact, he made an agenda and did everything on it during his presidency. Feel free to make a slur against Herbert, a chicken in every pot, Hoover here. Thank you, Jonathan, for that random tidbit of information. I have no idea how to make a slur against Herbert Hoover, but slur against Hoover, whose name I cannot pronounce at all. He had a chicken in every pot. A pot for every chicken. James Max Polks. Okay. It's time for the mystery document. Now it's time for the mystery document. Now you all know how this works. I read the document, try to guess the author. If I get it wrong, you gotta click the shaky pen of failure. Let's dive right in. Although the chief magistrate must almost of necessity be chosen by a party and stand pledged to its principles and measures, yet in his official action he should not be the president of a party only, but of the whole people of the United States. The chief magistrate, he says that, and then he also puts it in other terms of just the president. and running the country is what he's talking about here. How he should run the country, how he should use his power. It's got to be James K. Polk's inaugural address. Am I right? I'm right. Yes! No clicky shack pen. Take that, Jonathan! Sure. Well, that was fun. I actually got it right. Alright, now to recap. James K. Polk, K standing for Knox, in case anyone was wondering, was married to Sarah Childress. They had no children. He was born in North Carolina, moved to Tennessee. He was the governor, Speaker of the House, and representative. 3 new states were created during his presidency, being Texas, Iowa, Wisconsin. He also started a war with Mexico to take over California and New Mexico on really bogus terms. He tried to buy Cuba, and he was a huge fan of Manifest Destiny. And he's a role model to us all by making an agenda and sticking to it till the end. Now it's time for everyone's favorite, the Fact of the Day, brought to you by Factopolis.com. In the very early draft of Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones carried brass knuckles instead of a bullwhip. Just wanted to say thanks, close this video, thank you to Jonathan Gray for getting me all the great information and facts. For this, thank you to my little brother, Andrew, for coming here and helping me film this and let me borrow some of his textbooks to prop this laptop on. That's why you don't click the shocky pen of failure. Notice he had a Menominee Falls Indian shirt. He will be an incoming freshman next year. Good luck, Menominee Falls. Also, thank you to Miss Maid for being an awesome history teacher, and thank you to whoever wrote our textbooks for helping us study. Have false pride. Keep it clean, guys.